This story comes to us from ktvu.com. Out of Antioch, California. And did you know Antioch was in the Bible? Mm-hmm. They were first called Christians at Antioch. Yeah, it's in the Bible. I digress. This ain't Sunday. What am I talking about? This ain't Sunday. A former Antioch police officer has been charged with assault, according to the Antioch Police Department. Now, this guy's appropriately named for a cop, and particularly for a cop charged with assault. Matthew Nutt. That's right. This guy is a Nutt from the Nutt family. Matthew Nutt allegedly assaulted a man during an arrest in July of 2022 on a traffic stop, said officials. Nutt is also accused of violating several department policies on force, using unreasonable force, failing to use alternative tactics, and failure to de-escalate. Well, that's a common one there.
Terry Robinson manages his family's retail clothing store in Oakland. He says he's grateful to be alive, but he vividly recalls what happened to him when a car he was riding in as a passenger was pulled over by an Antioch police officer.
I thought I was supposed to die that day. I'm like, man, this over with. Like I thought I was supposed to get shot or something.
An automatic review of Nutt's body camera footage was initiated after his application of force. During the review, a supervisor had concerns, believing Nutt's actions possibly violated the department policies on use of force.
It's the passenger.
I know, but I need to verify if you have a license so I can see if somebody can actually drive this thing.
Robinson says the officer handcuffed him, took him to the police cruiser, and then told Robinson he had an outstanding warrant for a shooting. The 27-year-old tells me the situation escalated when he refused to get into the police car.
I didn't feel safe going anywhere with him. I didn't feel safe. So that's why I didn't want to get in the cruising with him.
Video shows the officer repeatedly kicking and punching Robinson, who was handcuffed. He tells me he spent 6 days in jail before being released.
Probably 10 different officers out there. Ain't none of them hitting on me and punching me. So what makes you think it's okay to do that?
An internal investigation against Nutt was conducted, and Nutt was moved into a role where he had no direct public contact, and he was fired this year on April 21st. 23. Nutt was charged with one misdemeanor count of assault by a public officer by the district attorney in Contra Costa County. Got it right that time, Contra Costa County. Police said the accusations stem from an incident where Nutt stopped a car for not displaying their license plates. Nutt soon learned the passenger and not the driver had an outstanding warrant. How did he know the passenger even had a warrant? Why is he running the passenger's information when the driver is not displaying license plates? You people that are passengers in cars, you better start wising up. Smartening up. The cop pulls a car over. You're a passenger, and he goes, I need your ID. Why? I wasn't driving. He was driving. Were you on probation or parole? No. I still need your ID. No, you don't. I'm a passenger. He committed the violation, not me. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, they learned the passenger had an outstanding warrant or outstanding warrants and was placed the suspect under arrest. When the suspect refused to sit in the back of the police car and displayed physical resistance, Nutt allegedly began punching and kicking the suspect along with knee and elbow strikes. Afterward, the suspect tries to apologize to the police when one officer responds with, I don't care about your effing apology. Get in the effing car. Because you don't obey me, buddy. You're done like toast. At least 6 officers and 4 cars responded to the scene. The driver was briefly detained, was told by the officer that his friend is being an a-hole. Well, they didn't have to tell him that. Your friend's being an asshole. What do you want me to do about it? It wasn't immediately known if either the driver or the passenger were charged with any crimes or if any other officers present faced disciplinary action. Just the Nutt. Terry Robinson, the person seen being assaulted by the officer, was wanted on warrants. Now, Police Chief Stephen Ford said in part, the Antioch Police Department is committed to accountability and full transparency. Why? Because it's now news? He goes on, my hope is our community will see the actions of our personnel to investigate and bring this matter to my attention as an expression of their commitment to accountability and the core tenets of their oath. The unfortunate incident is not reflective of the women and men who serve our community. I'm sure there's maybe a few in there that are trying to do the right thing. But how many of these cops on scene saw him failing to de-escalate and using force and didn't step in? They were like, hey, obey him, dude. Come on, he's going to tase you. Hey, he nuts at it again. Nut is nuts. On Thursday, KTVU spoke with the chief who said the situation was initially brought to the attention based on an internal assessment within the department. And by the way, for those who may be new to this YouTube channel, you're not getting the news like you would on television. This is a little bit more, yeah, I'm out there. Moving on. Chief Ford said he added that he would not sugarcoat what happened, admitting it's a bad look. And he says, I can assure everyone that the organization is in transition. We're doing everything we can to better align ourselves with constitutional policing and procedural justice practices. And I just want to rest assured everyone that we are a reputable organization and we're doing the best job we can with what we have. But I love what he says. We're trying to do better to align ourselves with constitutional policing. Well, you should be policing based on the Constitution anyway. I remember when I was in animal control and I was on the phone, I was speaking to this guy who wanted the neighbor's dog taken. He goes, the dog keeps barking at us. It snaps at my children, and I said, well, where's the dog now? Well, it never gets out of its yard, but my kids get scared when it runs up to the fence and snaps and barks. And, I want it taken. Go take the dog or I'm suing you guys. And I said, well, under the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, we can't just go and seize his property. There has to be certain, we have to do certain measures and we have to investigate. And the guy was so upset. And my lieutenant comes to me and he goes, his name was Daryl. And he comes to me and goes, yeah, I heard you spouting the Constitution there on the phone. And my response was, yeah, isn't what we do based on the Constitution? So, and by the way, animal control really started over health issues way back in the day. It started because of rabies outbreaks. And so they started animal control to just monitor dogs who potentially had rabies. But moving on, so coming back to my original thought here, he says we're trying to align ourselves better with constitutional policing. Well, that's what the police is based on, the Constitution, the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment. No, you know what I'm saying, right? Sorry, I do talk a lot. Chris Byers is right. Chris? California Citizens Watch. Ford said it wasn't all officers who make what he called bad decisions. He said, we do have a small segment of officers who appear to have made some very poor decisions, but we still have officers coming to work every day doing the right thing within the confines of the rules and regulations of the law. And I believe that. There are cops out there who are trying to do that. There are. No, I do believe that there are some officers that are trying to do the right thing. But the question therein lies, how many of these cops stopped nut? How many went, hey, yo, dude, we'll just take a break. We got this.